Our current artificial intelligence models can write flawless, highly complex software code in seconds. Yet ask those same models for a legal precedent, and they will confidently invent court cases that never existed. The tech industry labels these fabrications as hallucinations. The standard proposal is to treat them as engineering bugs, errors we can patch by injecting billions of dollars into massive farms of processing power. These hallucinations exist because of the underlying geometry of current AI. They are written into the very topology of the foundations. Current models rely on a sealed statistical manifold, a closed topological space where words are plotted as coordinates. A manifold is essentially a high-dimensional mathematical map used to calculate the distances between data points. In this system, king relates to queen based on spatial proximity, rather than any tether to the outside world. Because the AI is entirely sealed inside this closed geometric loop, throwing more compute power at it only speeds up the blind guessing. Imagine a human genius who has been trapped in a sensory deprivation chamber from the exact moment of birth. This person has perfectly memorized the statistical relationship of every single word ever published. But because they have never actually seen the physical frequency of light we label as red, they have absolutely no physical comprehension of an apple. Our most advanced neural networks operate in the exact same way. They flawlessly manipulate the statistical ink on a page, but they do not possess any actual comprehension of the alphabet they are using. This image illustrates the abstraction fallacy. It occurs when a cognitive agent confuses a detailed abstract map for the actual territory of physical experience. Because the machine is isolated from physical experience, it remains structurally blind to reality. It cannot distinguish a documented historical fact from a statistically probable fiction. A popular response to this problem is embodiment. The belief is that equipping a machine with physical bodies, 4K cameras, and thermal sensors will finally anchor it to the real world. This diagram identifies the semantic barrier at the analog-to-digital converter. This hardware converts continuous signals into binary numbers, destroying physical meaning. The controller has no idea it senses heat or light. It just executes math on electrical states. This is a map of the ontological inversion. It shows a causality gap between digital symbols and human concepts. Computation requires an experiencing agent to exist first, to enact the alphabetization that gives meaning to the machine's electrical states. Interacting with the physical territory through a robot body does not turn a digital simulation into a real, conscious experience. The AI remains a blind calculator pushing numbers. If we cannot spark consciousness in a machine, and adding more servers fails to fix the hallucinations, we have to replace the geometry of how machines store meaning. The semiotic web architecture moves away from probabilistic guessing. It replaces the statistical manifold with a system built on verifiable units of meaning. It employs hash algebra to store information. This is a mathematical process where a piece of data is run through a deterministic function to create a unique, fixed-length alphanumeric string that serves as its permanent address. These addresses are called tokens, or canonical comprehension identities, the CCIs mentioned in the blueprint. Unlike words in a neural network, a CCI is a cryptographically verified atomic unit of meaning that anyone can independently discover by running received data through the hashing algorithm. Every inference step in this architecture is signed and linked to a verified source. By using these mathematical constants to point back to the original ingestion event, the machine is forced into structural alignment with its founding data. Current large language models require massive, overheating, warehouse-sized data centers just to generate a single, simple text response. The semiotic web operates like that falcon. It runs locally, moves with extreme efficiency, and requires virtually zero compute power to navigate its flat mathematical grid. Because every single step of reasoning is cryptographically linked to a verified source, lying becomes a structural refusal. If the mathematical path to a source doesn't exist, the system simply stops. This relieves the cultural and existential anxiety currently surrounding AI. We do not need to fear the emergence of conscious machines because they are fundamentally sophisticated maps, completely devoid of subjective experience. This crosshair graphic points to the necessity of grounding the future. To build safe machine intelligence, we must stop investing in increasingly powerful illusions and start architecting a network where every symbol is anchored to a traceable physical event.